Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another year of yoga daily practice. As we sit tall in our seated pose, hands grounded down, feeling the energy of the earth, bringing our arms to prayer position as we set an intention for today's practice. Keeping the eyes closed down as we go within. Placing the hands back on the mat beside us as we drop our right ear to our right shoulder, stretching the neck. Back to the middle, over to the left side, left ear to left shoulder. You might even feel some tingling down the arms. Back to the middle, dropping the head forward, chin to chest. And then taking the head gently backwards. Back to the middle. Interlacing the fingers, turning them inside out and taking the arms long in front and then above head. Moving over to the right side, getting a bit of a side bend and over to the left. Back to center, bringing the arms down in front and turning them the other way so palms are facing the face, taking the shoulders away from the body. And then interlacing the fingers behind the back and pulling our shoulders back, our chest forward, and then forward folding over our legs as we bring our arms up overhead. Doing some big shoulder rolls here. 3 big juicy rolls from the front to the back. And then rolling in the opposite direction, bringing the shoulders up and forward. Loosening up any tension that might be sitting there in the upper body. Big deep breath in now. And exhaling. Breathing in. Exhaling, letting it all go. One more time, big deep breath in and exhaling. Moving into tabletop position. Setting up for cat-cow. Dropping the stomach and the chest towards the mat. The head drops back. And then on the exhale, curling through the spine as we take our gaze between our legs. Cow pose on the inhale. Cat pose on the exhale. One more time. And back to neutral spine. Taking the arms long. Pushing the chest towards the mat. Gently resting our forehead on the ground. Breathing deeply in puppy dog pose. Feeling a stretch through the arms and the back. Then gently coming back to tabletop. So we take our left arm high, pausing for a moment at the top before sending the arm through the gap under the right side of our body. Taking the right arm along, getting a twist in the lower back, gently resting our left cheek on the mat. Continuing to breathe deeply. And then using the right hand to push the body back up, untwisting, and then threading the left arm through the gap 3 times, connecting your breath to each movement. Inhaling, exhaling. Over to the other side, right arm goes long, pausing for a moment, and then threading the right arm through underneath the left side of the body, taking the left arm long. Just taking a moment to pause, continuing your breath. Using the left hand to push the body back up now, and then threading the right hand through the hole 3 times. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Pushing back into downward facing dog. Pushing the heels towards the earth. Fingertips are spread wide, hips are high. You might like to pedal out the legs if that feels good for you. Giving the calves a stretch. Maybe nodding the head. Taking it side to side. And pushing the hips towards the floor into high plank. Back into downward facing dog. High plank. Downward facing dog. And then walking the feet between the hands to the top of the mat. Forward folding over the legs, bringing the chest on top of the thighs. And we're just going to take the palms of our hands and pop them underneath our feet. And just push down on the feet as we stretch the back of the legs. And then gently removing the hands, halfway lift, forward fold. Big deep breath in, arms wide. Hands coming to heart center as we come into chair pose now. Arms going high. Standing. And then just shift the feet out a little bit so we can come back down into chair pose. Gently shifting our weight onto the right leg, slightly pausing, back to center, and then standing. Coming down into chair pose, shifting your weight over to the left side, holding, back to the middle, standing. Hopefully feeling a little bit warm in the legs as we take our left leg back, arms high above our head. And then taking them behind us as we get this back bend occurring. Hands to prayer position at our heart center as we twist the upper body, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. And then gently coming up onto the right foot. Left leg goes long. Holding. And then gently placing the hands on the mat in front of the right foot. Bending the left leg, opening up the hips. Taking the leg long and then gently bringing it to meet the right leg as we forward fold over our legs. Halfway lift, forward fold, big deep breath in, hands to prayer position, chair pose, raising the arms up, inhaling as we stand, taking the feet a little bit wider, shifting the weight over to the right side, pausing, back to the middle, standing. Shifting our left to the left side, shifting our weight to the left side, I should say, back to the middle and standing. Taking the right leg back, holding your balance if you can, arms above our head, and then taking them behind for a back bend. Hands to prayer position at heart center, twisting the upper body towards the left side, right elbow on the outside of the left knee. And then gently bringing your weight up onto the left foot now, left leg. Right leg goes long and parallel with the mat. And then bringing the hands towards the earth. Bending the right leg and opening the hips up. And then bringing the right leg to meet the left in forward fold. Maybe hugging the back of the legs, dropping the head. Taking both feet back into downward facing dog. Maybe taking the chest towards the knees as you bend the legs. And then coming into high plank again, pausing, downward facing dog, high plank, pause, breathe, downward facing dog, high plank, walking the feet between the hands, forward fold. And then gently rolling the body up, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming into Tadasana. Arms are straight, legs are straight, feet are together, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, fingertips are spread wide, embracing the core. And then stepping to the side of your mat, coming into tree pose. So taking the right leg and bringing the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Big deep breath in. So we take our hands above our head. And holding this pose for a couple of rounds of breath. Maybe bringing your hands to your heart space. And staring off into the distance at something that's not moving. Continuing to breathe deeply, maybe wriggling the toes of the left foot. Maybe popping a smile on your face. Bringing the right knee forward and then taking the right leg out to the side as we drop down into a side lunge. And then feet back to the middle. Bring in the left foot to the inside of the right thigh now. Big deep breath in, arms overhead. Tree pose. Hands to heart. Smile on the face. Bring in left knee forward and then taking it out to the side, or a side lunge, holding, and then back to the middle. Forward folding. Gently placing the hands under the feet, just dropping the bottom down and then raising it up. Pulsing a little bit. Do that about 5 times. Integrating your breath with each transition. Big deep breath in again. And then coming back to the top of your mat into Tadasana. Standing tall, grounded, proud. Feeling connected. Big deep breath in, arms overhead, and then swan diving the arms as we bring our hands back to the mat, stepping back into downward facing dog. High plank, pausing, downward facing dog, high plank, downward dog, high plank, and then drop into our knees as we slowly lower the body to the earth. Taking the arms out to the side so we're now a T shape. And then using the right hand, pushing the body over onto the left side. Right knee comes up and over the left leg. And we should be able to feel a stretch through and around the shoulder area. Back to the middle. Using the left hand to push over to the right side now. Left leg goes up and over the right. Continuing to breathe deeply, particularly sending breath to any tight spots. Laying flat on our belly, arms by our side now. Lifting the chest and the legs and the arms off the ground. Taking the legs wide and the arms around to the top of the body. Legs go wide, arms come to the top, legs close, legs open, arms come down by our side. Placing the hands beside the face in a W shape as we lift the chest and take the elbows back towards each other, squeezing the shoulder blades as we lift our upper body off the floor. Lower body should be relaxed. One more time. Squeeze. Pushing back into downward facing dog. Dropping to our knees and turning over now. And gently lying down onto your back. Knees are bent. And we're just setting up for a back bend here. Placing the hands beside the face and then using our hands and our feet to push the body up as we take our pelvis, our stomach, our chest, our thighs towards the ceiling. Breathing deeply and then gently going back down. Grabbing both knees, hugging them in, maybe doing some circles in one direction and then circling back in the opposite direction. Hugging the left knee in, right leg goes long. Hugging the right knee in, left leg goes long. Just alternating, stretching and squeezing. And the soles of the feet come together. Knees fall out wide to the side. And just starting to wind down the body. You might want to push the thighs away from the sacrum. If you want to create some space, or you might want to use your hands to push the knees towards the earth, if that feels good. Otherwise, feel free to just rest. And then bringing the knees back together. I'm going to bring the left knee up and over the right leg. Might hear a few cracks through the spine as you twist the torso in the opposite direction. Breathing deeply. And then gently taking the left leg long and bringing the right knee up and over the left. Using the left hand to gently guide the right knee towards the floor. Right arm is stretched out long to the side. And again, we're going to continue to breathe deeply as we start to slow down the nervous system, our heart rate. Hugging the knees in. You might want to take your head off the floor, maybe tucking up into a ball. And taking the legs long, making any last minute minor adjustments to get comfortable, and then taking 2 big juicy deep breaths, filling the belly, the chest, the throat, and then squeezing all the air out. Breathing in again, filling the belly, the chest, the throat, pausing, but then squeezing it all out. Letting your breath go back to normal breathing now. Just taking a moment to check in and see how the body is feeling. Hopefully you're feeling relaxed. You might be feeling heavy. You might be feeling light. You might be feeling sleepy. I'm going to be here in Savasana for another 3 minutes. So I'm just going to give you some quiet time and then I'll bring you out at the end. Enjoy. Starting to breathe a little bit deeper now. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. Maybe stretching the body long. Stretching the hands, fingers. And then when you're ready, rolling over to one side. And pausing for a moment before pushing up into a seated pose position. Closing down the eyes, sitting tall, and then bringing our hands to prayer position at our third eye as we close out this practice. May we have kind and loving thoughts today as we lower our hands to our lips. May we speak kind and loving words today as we lower them to our heart space. May we have kind and loving intentions today, both on and off the mat. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Namaste.